evening and welcome to the final show here in Portimao from Portugal Match Cup, and we have had a cracking day here today on Sunday, on the last day of this fantastic event. This morning saw the semi-finals being sailed outside the breakwater, and we had some cracking action there, seeing a final then between Ian Williams and Francesco Bruni. So this afternoon we sailed the finals and the racing was brought inside the breakwater. Now the wind was a little bit tricky, it shifted left and it shifted right, but in the end it settled down and we got some fantastic, very, very exciting racing. I was on board this afternoon for all the racing, and I'm delighted to say, you've probably already worked it out, that I do have our winners of the Portugal Match Cup here with me. It is Ian Williams and his team GAC Pindar. So starting from the left, we've got Ian Williams, then we have Mal Parker here, we have Bill Hardesty, Jerry Mitchell and Matt Cassidy. There we go, nearly got it all in. So Ian, I'm going to come for you first. Matt, I'm so sorry. Matt, I'm going to come to you first. You must be delighted. We've already seen this is your first tour win since 2008. So here it is, the return to form.
Yeah, great job by Team JC Pindar this week. I mean, we've been improving the whole way through and through the week, and some tough quarter-final, tough semi-final, and then we came really good in the final.
Now, you've had a slight change of crew this year. You've done some different things. You've got some great funding from Team GAC. It seems to all be coming together after a slightly shaky start in France.
Yeah, we try and forget about France, but no, I mean, in actual fact, we've done how many? 5 match racing regattas this year and won 3, so we feel strong, and we're certainly looking forward to the rest of the year.
Now, we had an extremely exciting final. The first match was incredible against Francesco Bruni, and we're just going to show you a little clip of what happened, and then I'm going to talk to Matt Cassidy Bauman at the end and see what his take on the situation was.
This boat is Francesco Bruni laying as Williams crosses ahead, as you expected, Hannah. Bruni goes for the duck and the big wind-up. He's got the inside. Can he get to the mark?
There's gonna both protest flags.
You attacking boats, simultaneous attacking boats there. We'll see how the umpires see that. Bruni's got the inside. He will round the mark ahead, I think. But
they're reaching for a blue flag. It is a penalty against Francesco Bruni there.
Right. Wow. Bruni has the lead. It's cost him a penalty to get it, according to the umpires. Will he get around the mark in one piece as well? It's a good chance here for Williams to just roll straight past him too on the hoist. Spinnaker poles are up, no signs of the kite yet. They don't have a lot of room past that mark either, do they, for the luff, Hannah?
No, they don't. And Francesco Bruni is coming up for a luff again.
Yeah.
Oh God, the boats are coming close together.
Williams calling for room there.
Oh my God, oh my good Lord, they're getting very close, and Ian Williams has run aground.
That is going to be a tricky one to sort out. Oh my goodness.
It's got to be a black, guys.
Oh my goodness, as Williams said, there's got to be a black. He called for water. Williams called for water on the shore. Bruni kept taking him in there onto the beach, and you just got to give the guy room when he calls for it, even if you think he's wrong, and protest. That is spectacular. So what are the umpires going to do? Where are the umpires? Can they even get into these boats?
So probably not quite the scenario you expect to see in a match racing final, but I'm just going to come across to Matt Cassidy at the end and just talk to him. Now, Matt, you had to dive in the water. Come on, shuffle up, boys. Yeah. You had to dive in the water, and just tell me what happened to start with.
Well, I didn't really know what was happening. I guess we ran aground, and we're hanging out there for a while. We tried backing sails, heel on the boat. That didn't work. So I kept hearing someone say, jump in the water, jump in the water. And apparently it was coming from Ian. And he's like, if you guys don't do it, I'm going to do it. So we're like, we need him on the boat driving. I saw Bill start taking his shirt off. I'm like, he's probably more important crew member than I am. So I'm like, shoot, it's going to be me. So didn't think I could touch the bottom. I jumped in, I couldn't. And it didn't work. Luckily, they called the raise.
So, Jerry, just talk me through sort of that scenario and what happened. We heard from the umpires talking about the rule and the leeward boat not being able to, having the choice to turn around the obstacle each way.
At the time, I'm not sure that we saw it that way, but that's the way they called it. And to be honest, I think we thought we were going to hit the rocks before we hit the bottom. And so it was a bit of a surprise for both of us when we both stopped. In fact, they were still screaming at us to get out of the way when we were hard aground. And then they hit, so...
So there you are, that was the first race between Francesco Bruni and Ian Williams in the final, which was then abandoned. They then reduced the score sheet to the first to 2 points, and we went straight into the second race. Now, the second pre-start was pretty exciting. I'm going to come and talk to you about that, Bill. There was a lot going on, and in the end, we managed to... Bruni ended up for unforced error and over the line.
Yeah, you know... It was one of those pre-starts where you're both pushing the line a little bit early, and we knew we were over, and so we did a big dip to make sure we weren't over, and I was calling us back, and Matt's calling us back from the bow, and we got back, and all you can do is what your boat's going to do, and you hope the other guy makes a mistake or has a worse start, and in the end we saw his flag going up, and that was just all good. We changed our strategy to go and tack it closer to him, and then there we were on top of his breeze.
Okay, well, we've got a bit of footage of that action, so let's have a look at it.
They're approaching the line quite fast now, and they haven't burned a lot of time, so now the pressure comes back on Francesco, but he's got Williams to go to windward of him, so he can get a start at the pin if that's what he wants.
Still 20 seconds to go, pretty high here. Francesco Bruni now tacking onto starboard, forcing Ian Williams to tack onto port. 9 seconds to go. Francesco Bruni now just being able to just sail down the line towards the start and get a lovely start, and Ian Williams, but Francesco Bruni's over.
Oh, that was beautifully done right up until the end game. Francesco had got Ian close to the committee boat, forcing him to tack away, do 2 tacks really close to the boat in no space. A slow start for Francesco. He had plenty of room to rumble to the pin, and he blew it by being over. It's not game over yet though, because Francesco comes onto port on Ian Williams' tail. Williams will put the lock on, put on the throat, but Francesco will tack away, and it's going to come down to another split, Hannah.
Ouch. I mean, Francesco. So, Bill, there was a lot of importance. You were talking about wanting the right there, and you really got that. Can you just talk to me about the conditions you had out there on the racecourse today?
It was random, Hannah. Sailing inside here with the cliff in front of you and the breeze coming over it, it just comes over the cliff and kind of just does whatever, but there was a little more low ground to the right, and it seemed to come over the rocks just a bit faster, so we choosing randomness and not having many choices, you always choose starboard, and then maybe there was a little more wind coming from the right, and sometimes it was right, but there were a couple of times it was the left shift, and you just take the lifted tack and you see what you get, and we were able to just make the best of it, a little bit better than Francesco, so you see what you can do.
Well, it certainly worked in that race. So Ian Williams and his team, GAC Pindar, went 1 up in the finals. And of course, it was first to 2 points. And then we saw the next race, which was another all-important race, of course. And it was Ian who won the start, went up the right-hand side, as Bill was just talking about. And then, Mal, you had... did you go up the right-hand side or the left?
I made it the left side.
Oh, did you?
Middle left.
Middle left, okay. Okay, left of him. And then you had a little come to at the top mark, Mal. Can you just tell me about what happened there?
Yeah, we were pretty tight at the top mark there, and it was pretty important to try and round ahead. So as we're luffing head to wind and the boats get slow, it's up to Jerry and myself and Ian to try and find the best balance to build speed again, and we did a nice job of that.
And Ian, from there on, it really was just your race and indeed your event.
Yeah, I think that was a critical moment, getting round ahead of him in race 2. But it's still tricky out there with such strong winds and very shifty as well. The boat handling's a challenge, and you still got to get the boat around the course in good shape. And the guys did a fantastic job of that. So great job by Team JC Pindar. Really pleased and looking forward to the next regatta.
And I believe you're taking the same team to Marstrand in Sweden with you in just over a week's time.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be the first time for us this year of going from one regatta to the next with the same team. So I think that's certainly going to be strong for us to take this group forward into the next regatta.
Okay, well there you are. That concludes the event here in Portimao for the Portugal Match Cup. It is seeing Ian Williams and his team crowned champion of this event. So that is it for the coverage from here. We will be back, of course, in Sweden with all the action from Marstrand. But until then, enjoy your week.